Greetings, YouTube. This is Yvette. Welcome to our channel. Blessings to you. You guys, I just feel like I'm just filled with God's presence and His Spirit, and that He's moving and speaking. And I figure I'm going to do this. Instead of trying to save what God tells me, I'm just going to drop it when it comes. And so it's about 4 something a.m. in the morning where I live. I haven't been to bed yet. I went out and fed homeless people, went to the grocery store, and now I have to make some bone broth for a guy on the street who I just found out has cancer. And, you know, they don't live the best life on the street. He actually, when I came to his spot tonight, somebody was worried, and we were kind of concerned that maybe the guy was in his tent dead. But when I went over there, I could see him breathing. And so I was trying to call out to him because he usually answers me, and thank the Lord that he respects me. There was a guy that he said he'd been trying to get him to move for about, or answer him or respond in some way for like 30 minutes. When I pulled up, I said, well, I'll see if he'll talk to me. And I'm like, you know, I'm calling his name out. And he wanted to go to church with me a couple of weeks ago. And now I know why. He has cancer, and somehow we missed each other. But anyway, he responded to me because I was looking. I was telling the guy, I said, no, I see his blanket going up and down, so he is breathing. He's fine. Because I was getting ready to call the police. I was thinking about an ambulance, but then I was like, I'll call the police and have them do a welfare check. The friend didn't want me to call the police because they were concerned that, you know, they do different things out there and the guy might get arrested. And I'm like, no, they're just going to do a welfare check and make sure he's okay. They're not searching any tents or whatever. I said, what, he got something up in there? Anyway, he did respond, and so I'm going to make bone broth for him and throw some herbs in there. Hopefully some Essiac I think I can put in there. It fights cancer, and kind of give him some information, and throw some other things in there that I know works, and also try to preserve the taste of the soup. But I'm going to get a broth together for him. I've got some onions and garlic and chicken, salt and pepper in a, what is that thing? It's a pressure cooker. And it's on low, so I'm going to let it cook for a long time because I need that broth to be healing. And I'm praying God's will over the man's life. Remember, we just talked about prayers that get answered. And I am going to let this guy know that I am praying God's will over your life. If it is His will for you to live, you live for Him and stop living for yourself. You know, it's a blessing that God has given me a position where I'm out feeding homeless people. And they think it's about feeding them. No, it's about touching you and helping you to reach God. So that brings me to our topic, and where we have to be prepared to shift, because God is doing something different. And so where people are trying to pray and have things go back the way they used to be, where we all were in the restaurants, the kids were in school, you can go anywhere and go do this, that, it's not like that anymore. And so I know when I see things happen and it's something different, and it's things getting worse, I rejoice, because I know that God is fulfilling prophecy. He's fulfilling prophecy. He's fulfilling prophecy. So Matthew 24 tells us all kind of chaotic things are going to be going on. So why we're holding on and trying to make the world back the way it was, I don't know. In Noah's day, he was warning the people, and they just chilling and just acting like everything's all cool and normal. No, God was doing something. And a lot of people ended up dying because they were not listening. Same thing with us. If we're not ready to shift when God is shifting, and move when He's moving, and quit with all these prayers that really, in essence, are complaining. You know, oh God, you know, put the kids back in school. Oh Lord, you know, whatever you are praying, listen, just pray God's will. God is doing something and getting us closer to our destination. And listen, we got to be about our Father's business. And so prepare to shift. Be in prayer and pray God's will over you. Lord, whatever your will is, God, bless me, Lord. Give me the strength to be able to go through it, God. Help me to trust you and be able to put my faith and trust in you no matter what I see. God, help me to remember not to look with my eyes, but Lord, to know that you have everything under control, because he does. He does. Here's the interesting thing. When I'm talking about prophecy, the Messianic Jewish people, or people who are following Torah and do the feast, they know that God has an appointed time. They are not surprised. They know the feasts that have been fulfilled. They know feasts when Jesus was born, feasts when Jesus died, when he rose again, when the Holy Spirit was given. All these things were fulfilled in feasts. And so they know that there's feasts that have not been fulfilled. So, and that God moves on his appointed time. So Jesus told us that the things in Matthew should not take us by surprise, because he's going to let us know. So they already know. That's why it's important that you study Torah, because if you study Torah, I promise you, you would be able to see better in God's timelines. We don't know which of the feasts. We know which feasts are going to, what's going to happen on each feast, but we don't know what year he's going to do it. So when we do feasts, we prepare ourselves to meet God, because the rapture could come on Rosh Hashanah, and we don't, when we want to be ready. So we're always in service, prepared for whatever God is going to lay down. If Rosh Hashanah, if we don't, rapture don't take place, trumpets don't sound, they don't take place this year, we know it'll be next year. So, and we look forward to it being next year, then the next year, and the next year. And I'm not going to try and draw it out, because there are things that could happen between now and next year. Who says that our days are numbered through then? We don't know. We just have to be ready at all times. That's why it's really important to do Torah and to study Torah. And I know you guys are like, she keep on talking about Torah, because that is the thing that we skip as Christians. And I think it wasn't until I started studying Torah that I grew and catapulted my faith. I missed so much stuff, because I know when I first came to Torah, I was like, oh, Lord, I don't know nothing about the Bible. And truly, as a Christian, I'm telling you, your eyes would be blown open if you actually would start studying it with someone. And I can put a link, or if you can look it up yourself, Lapid Judaism, Lapid Judaism. And this rabbi does about 35 minutes of Torah every day and teaches, and it's amazing. And it's the kind of the oral Torah, the history that I get in my church, but I'm not able to do it at my church because of my my schedule. In any case, I'm going to sign off, you guys, and I'm just saying, hey, prepare to shift. And listen, if you're new to the channel, subscribe, because I'm going to tell you, if you want to be blessed, God will bless you, but you got to have the right tools. And I'm all about, look, seeking out God and doing it his way. And I'm just thankful that he puts people in my path, or that the prayer is, Lord, give me the person that you want me to touch, because God has people. He wants us, he needs us down here to work, and he has people that need to be touched. When we're in position, we can do that, but we got to be ready to shift, because it's time to bring the harvest in. The harvest is ripe, but the laborers are few. We got to get out of ourselves and shift and start doing kingdom work, because we're supposed to be getting people ready to go back with the Lord, to be with the Lord, make disciples of men. That's what we're supposed to be doing. Going out to the highways and the byways, compelling them to come. Okay, I'm going to sign off, because it's time for me to go to bed. I got to be up in a few hours, and Wednesday's my day off. So blessings to you guys, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.